Another Monday, another day to talk about the back issues that I got this week, and I got a pretty decent sized chunk this week. So let's get into this week's pickups. Hey everyone, it's Kevin. Welcome to Doc's Comics. As I said, it is Monday, and that means it's time for another this week's pickup week. I've got a decent stack this time, and in fact, the stack is so large that I'm going to flip it around and show you the books instead of you having to look at my face all the time. Maybe that'll cut down on the glare a little bit. So let's jump right into this stack and see what I can add to my collection this week. Up first on the list, we've got two issues of All-Star Western. The first on the left there is All-Star Western number 3, featuring El Diablo and Outlaw. Got a cool Neal Adams cover. This one's from December of 1970. And to the right is All-Star Western number 9. Uh, this one is art predominantly by Nick Cardy, has stories of Bat Lash, Buffalo Bill, and Pow Wow Smith. That's one of those double-sized 25-cent DCers. This one from December of 1971. I think this is 11 issues. I think I have 4 left to go, including the big one, of course, number 10, which is the first appearance of Jonah Hex. That one will take a while because it is not cheap. But 2 cool issues of All-Star Western. I also got 2 issues of Brave and the Bold this week. The first one on the left there is issue number 70 from February of 1967, featuring Batman and Hawkman. This one has art by Carmen Infantino, and I think Johnny Craig does a backup story on it. About a very fine condition on that one. And then the issue on the right is number 88, Batman and Wildcat, with a nice Neal Adams cover, pencils by Irv Novak, Bob Haney was the writer on this one, and number 88 is from 1970, February 1970. So a couple of cool issues of that. This is a series I am working on slowly but surely. I pick them up as I see them relatively inexpensive and in the conditions that I'm looking for. Long way to go, obviously. I'm continuing to chug away on the amazing world of DC Comics. I got 2 of the later ones, which tend to be the ones that are a little tougher to find. On the left is number 14 from March 1977, which is a special issue that features the Justice League. It has a lot of cool stuff in there, checklists, like character features, and other cool things like that. It was a nice one to get. And then the issue on the right is number 16, which features DC's Golden Age heroes from the 1940s. Again, a lot of various articles, checklists, and other cool things. Um, I love Fu, man. As I'm working on these DC ones, am growing to love these as well. I still got 3 more to go, so we are getting there. Couple more magazine size books as well. These are both Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Those of you who've been watching the series know that I have been working on trying to get all of these. The first one on the left is one of the tougher ones and one of the more expensive ones to get. It's number 14, which features a Neal Adams Bruce Lee cover. This one isn't quite in condition that I want. It's mid-grade. I'd like to upgrade it still, but I got it really cheap, so I couldn't say no to it, and it serves as a pretty good placeholder until I can find that better one, which is pretty elusive. And then the one on the right is the final issue of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. It's number 33 from February of 1977. Again, these painted covers throughout this entire series are just a marvel to behold, and it's one of the reasons that I pick it up. But as many of you know, Deadly Hands also has some fantastic artwork by George Perez, among others, a lot of very well-known artists in this black and white series. I was lucky to find a couple of issues of Superboy this week as well, both Silver slash Bronze Age. The one on the left is issue number 78, an older one. It's from January of 1960. Really nice copy. I managed to get this in a very fine near mint, which are pretty tough to find with DCs of that age. And then the one on the right is a double-sized, one of those 25-cent 80-page giants. This is number 129, if I remember correctly. I'm having to squint to look at it. This one's from May of 1966. About a very fine plus on this one. The spine is in pretty good shape. It has a tiny little split on the bottom. Otherwise, this book would be in nicer shape. But really happy to have these 2 issues of Superboy. Finally, this is the deluxe edition of Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which is the comics adaptation of the animated movie that came out, about 1993 or so. I've had this before. I don't know what happened to it, but I picked it up again. Has a great cover by Bruce Timm, who's one of my favorites. And of course, this is penciled by the late, great Mike Parobeck. Um, Never got enough of his work, and I would love to have seen more. It's unfortunate that he passed away so young, but I'm happy to have this one back in the collection. And that'll do it for this week's pickups. I hope you enjoyed the stack that I got this week. Please help me out. Leave a like, follow, click on all these things right around here and there. Join me Wednesday for my next video when I talk a little bit about some of the comics that are on my current want list. So until then, y'all have a good day.